All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again I'm back in front of the camera. I can't take it anymore. This has been nonstop, trying to destroy probably one of the best presidents ever in United States history. Um, President Trump has been doing so many things for America right now. He has not stopped from the moment he was elected. He has done nothing but everything for America. And it doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, purple, green, yellow, it doesn't matter. It has been for America. It doesn't matter if you're female, male, transgender. Look, if you are from America and you believe in America and you live here in America, this is what this president has done non-stop. Now, in another video, we'll talk about all of his accomplishments, okay? We'll go into some of them maybe a little bit more in detail. But if you just think about it, if you just think about how awesome it has been for the president to continue to do his work for the American people, unlike any president has ever done before, to continue to do it with non-stop harassment ever since he started. I mean, probably even before coming down the escalator, but for sure from the moment he came down the escalator up until now. We're going to start talking. I'm going to share a little bit with you my thoughts about the impeachment and the fact that he will be acquitted very, very soon. Probably on this coming Wednesday, he'll be acquitted. But the fact that he has done nonstop work is amazing. Look what he's done for the economy. You know, one of the biggest problems with a lot of the politicians out there is they want to sit there and talk a game, talk a game, talk a game. They just say anything they can to get people to vote for them. All right? And then they do nothing. They lie all the time. And that is the reason the American people decided to vote for a non-politician that doesn't owe anybody anything. Donald Trump did not know owe a single person anything. All right? He had his own money. He still raised more, but he had his own money. He didn't owe any big corporations anything, any of these big people that want to back him anything, and he wouldn't do anything if it's against what he wants to do. He won't do it. That's the kind of president you want. Now, if you look at the things he's done for the economy, the unemployment is at its all-time low, very, very low. And this is unemployment for blacks, whites, browns, purples, men, women, everybody. Okay, it's low. It's the lowest in 65 years for females. All right. One of the things you'll notice, the difference between President Trump, another politician just talking, and it's all a game. We're sick of the games. We're done with the games. Okay, what we want is people that are going to go into office and do what they said they're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you want. Okay, if you live in America, you should want America to be great again, just like this hat says. You want America to be great. You are in America. You want it to be great. You want the jobs to be great. Now here, you want everything to be fantastic. You want more jobs. You want a better economy. You want more money in your savings account. Everything. And all of that is happening under President Trump. Let's just keep going. The economy is rolling. All-time highs in the Dow and everything else. Okay? It's undeniable that the country is seeing a lot of success. And it could be so much better if the stupid, do-nothing Democrats would do something. The only time they do anything is when they're forced into it. They want Donald Trump. This is their philosophy. They want him to never get a win. And that's wrong. You should want him to get a win because he is your American president. When Obama was elected, I did not vote for Obama, But when he was elected by the people, guess what I said? Good. It's good to have somebody of color in the office. Let's see what the heck they're going to do. Nothing. Now, all I can say is I don't even think anyway, I won't even get into the birth certificate thing. Bottom line is he didn't do anything. All the presidents are talking about all these games and what they're going to do, and then they get in office and they do nothing. President Trump is doing a lot of things, and I'm going to run them down, just a few for you, then before I get into this impeachment thing. Number one, we talked about unemployment, taking people off of food stamps and government assistance. That is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen, because the bottom line, the only way for America to get better is for the people to get better. That's the only way to do it. Now, if you think, just like some of these politicians are saying right now, if you think it's going to be okay for everyone to get free health care, everybody free, including illegal aliens, all right? Are you kidding me? Free college, pay off your college. And then I saw another video recently where you get your college paid for, but the people that already saved up and paid for it, are they going to get reimbursed? No. So the Democrats want to go after all of the people that are struggling. And my philosophy is, if you're struggling, then don't struggle no more. Just make your life better. Do what you need to do to win, ladies and gentlemen. This is America. You can do whatever the heck you want to do. Matter of fact, I'm going to be running for House of Representatives or something, because I'm sick and tired of all the crap. I'm in California. I can't stand it. Lie after lie after lie after do nothing. And look, all of you should want to do something in your life. Get off of government assistance. Get off of food stamps and excel like you've never excelled before. That's what you should want to do. You should not want a free handout. You should not want a handout. You should want a hand up. Now, man, there is so much I can go with this. It's just unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. You guys, everyone out there, if you even think about, it's okay. Do what you want to do as far as your voting, but you need to be educated, ladies and gentlemen. You know, one of the things I did is, right from the time I saw Trump, I tuned into the television news. I tuned into CNN. I tuned in and I watched Trump go down the escalator. And I noticed, even right there, but I wasn't paying attention, that there was some little negative things going on about talking about President, or soon-to-be President Trump. And I was like, what in the world's going on here? And then he announced he was going to run for president, and I always watched CNN because I thought it was the news network, the biggest, best news network. And I kept watching it and watching it. And I watched it all through the election, even as the inauguration happened. And about maybe 20 days, 30 days after the inauguration, and after hearing non-stop negative, nothing, negative, nothing, ladies and gentlemen, come on now, nothing positive regarding President Trump? Nothing? The man couldn't do anything right on all these news networks. I know that now, but I was watching at the time CNN. Nothing? Now, I know for a fact that I've wanted Trump to run for at least 10 years prior. And I think it's even longer than that. People are always asking, you're going to run? Are you going to run? Are you going to run? And he said, no, I'm going to leave it up to the people. Let them decide. And finally, he couldn't take it no more. And thank God that he couldn't take it no more, because he is a man that is making a change. And that's incredible. All right? So we talk about, everyone, forget handouts. You want to hand up, and you want to get out of we want to solve the homeless problems. We want to solve the drug addiction. Now, in regard to drug addiction, what has President Trump done? Totally against everybody, what everybody was saying. They first said when he came in, he was against immigration. Wrong. President Trump wants immigration, but he wants it based on merit, guys. We can't have all the bad people flooding. The countries are not letting all their best of the best come in here. We have to let them We want the best of the best. Anybody is welcome, but they got to go through the steps. So what he's done, we were having hundreds of thousands of people a month coming across our border in California. Now it is reduced way down below 50% of that, even less than that, because the wall is going up, ladies and gentlemen. The wall is going up. And they're putting it up in the strategic areas where a lot of the traffic comes through. What is that traffic? Well, let's talk about it. The drugs. First of all these drugs coming across, ladies and gentlemen, they're going into your children, your friends, your family, everybody around you is getting addicted to these opioids and everything else, all these drugs, heroin and everything else, coming right across the border whenever they want to bring it, right? That's wrong. We should not make it easy for drugs just to hop on, just cross into the border, walk in. Wrong. Can't do it. Now, also, human trafficking. The president just signed another big, massive bill to deal with this human traffic problem. And it's big. I mean, not only are people being trafficked from the other countries across, all the way through into our borders, they're in America. People are being kidnapped and taken. I'm having to teach my daughter and my wife how to protect themselves. I'm having to, purchase guns. Thank you. Freedom of speech, right to bear arms, right? Believe in that. Okay. If you keep working with these politicians, these Democrats, they're going to take your guns away so you can no longer protect yourself. And man, there's so much we can keep going, but there is so much he's done. And one last thing I'll just, talk about maybe is moving the embassy to Jerusalem. Nobody said, they all said they were going to do it, but they didn't do it. And then when Trump said he was going to do it, everybody said, oh no, maybe you might want to think twice about that. No, you know what this man does? He does what he says he's going to do, especially if it's right. The last thing I'll talk about is abortions and everything that's going on. Listen, only like less than 1% of all abortions have to do with rape and things like that. So a lot of it's decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, make the decision to not have sex. If you're not going to be able to handle the consequences of having sex, then don't have sex. Stop. Forget the protection. Just don't have sex. You need to make that decision before you have sex. So if you're one of those people that just wants to have sex and you get pregnant and now you don't think you can deal with it, abortion is not the answer. From the moment a child is conceived, it is a human being. All right? And you need to understand that. And this talk about all the way up and including after birth to eliminate a baby, that is murder. That is murder. And if you want to back up these crazy Democrats, boy, God help you. Because this is wrong. You cannot kill babies. They were talking about having the baby sit down, after birth, make it comfortable, while you discuss if you want to keep the baby? What in the world is going on here? Man, I don't know. All I can say is I can go on and on and on. You need to subscribe to this channel, this post. Please follow us. I'm going to be constantly talking. The bottom line is I'm a former Marine. I love America. I love my flag. I love my God, and on and on. I love the Constitution. I love the freedoms and rights we have. I am a conservative. Listen, the bottom line is, if you believe in anything that I'm saying here, and if you don't, maybe you need to, let's talk a little bit. Let's figure this out. But get another opinion and everything else. I am just so excited to be able to share my thoughts with you, and just make sure you like this post. Let's become friends. Let's subscribe to my YouTube channel. Whatever you can do. If you have any links on my social media, make sure you subscribe and like and everything else. Now, let's go ahead. Oh, I can keep going. Let's talk about this impeachment, all right? I'm going to go ahead and probably share my screen here. The bottom line is there was an impeachment brought on by the House of Representatives, and all they can come up with is 2 articles of impeachment. Bottom line is, when I get to the end of this, you're going to see President Trump did nothing wrong. Okay? Because you know what he does? He cares about people. He cares about America. He wants everything to be, all the countries to do good. He wants great trade practice. He wants legalities. He wants everything to be fine. That's all he wants. He doesn't want anything for himself. Matter of fact, the darn guy isn't even getting a salary. I think he's getting $1 a year. He's donating the rest. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the fame. People loved him up until now. They loved him on The Apprentice and everything else. He made the darn network, right? So let's talk about this. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see here. All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and boom, go ahead and share that. So anyway, I'm not going to go in through this article. You guys can read it, but this is the article of, this is Wikipedia talking about impeachment. And the articles that I want to talk about here, if my screen is messed up, it'll probably come in just a second. But the bottom line is this: the articles that were brought up to in regards to this impeachment are crap. Let's just get real, guys. It's crap. Look at this right here. Articles of impeachment, charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. What? What in the world is that? Obstruction of Congress. But anyway, abuse of power, and we're going to read the actual transcript from the call. But before I get into all this, they're talking about in these articles and in the Senate, the conversation that he had, we're going to go over the conversation that he had with the president of Ukraine was that, that did it, right? Impeach the man. Impeach 45, right? Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, here's the problem with that. First of all, they've been trying to impeach President Trump even before he was even darn elected. And for sure, as soon as he was inaugurated, it was all about impeachment. We're going to get into that real quick. But if you take a look over here, all right, right after the inauguration, you can look it up that they were talking about impeaching him right away. And let's go ahead and share an article, a video real quick about him. They just brought it back in again in regards to, hold on. They just brought it back in regards to him being impeached. In the impeachment, they were talking about him being impeached from Maxine Waters right here. Look at this. This is amazing, right? This lady here, if you look at the date, this is from 2017, but it's been going on way before that. Look at this. She is talking to the people, and she wants to impeach. Let's take a look at this real quick here.
Saying, impeach 45. Impeach 45.
Now, if you look at this, guys, pay close attention to this for just a moment, all right? I'm going to go ahead and share my whole screen so that way we don't end up losing something. I'm going to share my whole screen so that way you guys will definitely see everything that I'm trying to talk about here. Share the whole screen and then share. Okay, so now look. First of all, she's talking about impeach 45, and they were talking about maybe conflicts of interest and all this other stuff. But they've been talking about it forever. The gosh darn guy can't do anything right in the Democrats' eyes. And a lot of these people, Maxine Waters, everybody, all these people that are this corrupt must go. And we need to vote them out, and I'm going to hopefully lead the way as well in regards to that. But one of the things I want you to do, we need to be leaders, ladies and gentlemen. We need to be leaders and not followers, okay? And when you vote, you need to vote for someone based on their merit and their character, not just because of their color and what they're maybe saying you want to get something for free. What about merit and character? That might be good. But if you look at these young ladies here, Maxine Waters says, hey, I want to impeach 45, and they get excited, but then they start looking around, and then, one person stands up, and because one person stands up, they're going to go ahead and all stand up and start cheering. And it's kind of funny, a lot of smiles going on, but it's not funny, ladies and gentlemen. When you're talking about impeaching a president, you better impeach a president that has done something wrong, and we're going to get into the point where he's done nothing wrong. But let's just keep going here. Watch this real quick, how these young ladies are going to think it's funny and smile, and then just everybody's just going to stand up and have one big party. It's not funny, but let's take a look.
Impeach 45. Impeach 45. Thank you so much. Love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember when she was standing out in the parking lots and everything, talking about impeach 45. Look, we cannot have this crap. The president is incredible, guys. If you haven't done your research and you're just listening to one side, do your research. Vote for whoever the heck you want, but do your research. This is not a game. If America becomes a socialist society, we're all screwed. Okay? There's nowhere else to go. A lot of countries are going to this back to socialist, and they're having open borders. You don't want that. You want a nice tight border. You want a good immigration system. You want people that love America. You can't just have people running around shooting people, killing people, doing whatever they want, coming in, not obeying laws. Come on, guys. Think about it. This is a big deal. So now let's go ahead and get into this document here. All right. Now, this is the actual transcript. You don't need anything else to talk about this impeachment. All right. The president is talking about, hey, great victory, talking to President Zelensky about his great victory. And it's just great. They're exchanging, thank yous and congratulations. Now, he said, you're absolutely right, Mr. President. We did win big, and we worked hard for this. We worked a lot, but I would like to confess that you and I had an opportunity to learn, confess that to you that I had an opportunity to learn from you. We used quite a few of your skills and knowledge, and we were able to use it as an example for our elections. And yes, it is true that there were these were unique elections. Understand this. You understand the influence that President Trump has on the world. He's not playing games. He's willing to negotiate. He wants America first. He wants everyone to share the burden of taking care of some of these other countries that we're taking care of, and not just America just doing everything, right? And that's what he was talking about in this transcript, okay? Now, President Trump, he laughed and he says, that's a very good idea. I think your country is very happy about that, because they got rid of some corrupt people. Okay, there was some corruption going on, and hopefully President Zelensky is going to keep a positive direction going. Sorry about that, microphone slip, but keep a positive direction going. But let's just keep going. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep this video going, because I can go on and on and on. But yes, to tell you the truth, President Trump said, we are trying to work hard because we wanted to drain the swamp here in our country. Drain the swamp. Wow. And look, it's been a nightmare to do that, because everybody, all the people, the Democrats, here's what they want: money, power. They want to keep everybody else dumb and stupid like robots, where you can't think for yourself. They want to take your guns away. They want to take your freedoms and rights away. They want to make everybody equal and the same. Guys, look, this is America. You're not all the same. We're all individual people. We're Americans. And you, look, if you want to win, then you fight to win. If you don't want to win, then lay down. All right? But the people that want to win are the ones that win. They don't just lay down in a ball or pray, just wait for some handout. No, they make it happen. But let's keep going. We brought in many new people, not the old politicians, not the typical politicians, because we want to have a new format and a new type of government. Okay, that's what Zelensky said. Okay, but again, let's get back to this. Sorry about that. He said that we do a lot for Ukraine. All right, that's one thing. We do a lot for Ukraine. Okay, we spend a lot of effort and a lot of time much more than the European countries are doing, and they should be helping you more than they are. Germany does almost nothing for you. All they do is talk, and I think it's something that you should really ask them about. So look, think about this. Burden sharing. It was all over the impeachment. Look, we don't mind helping countries. And by the way, the countries need to do certain things if they want our help. You know, if they're not going to like eliminate nuclear, expansion and all these other things that they need to do, then we aren't going to help them. Okay? Why would we put our efforts and time and money, our public money, into something that's not going to be beneficial, right? And they want the protection and everything else. So President Trump is talking here about the burden sharing that is not equal, right? Why do we have to pay the brunt of everything? We have to take care of everyone. You know why we do it? We do it out of the kindness of our heart. Our military troops, they join out of the kindness of their heart for the most part. There's no draft going on, but people join. Why? Because they love America. They love our flag. They love what we stand for, all right? And that's why countries want to deal with America, all right? And then we are blessed because why? We are one nation under God. We believe in God. God blessed us, okay? Don't ever forget that. So all they do is talk. When I was speaking to Angela Merkel, and she talks Ukraine, but she doesn't do anything. A lot of the European countries that are the same way. So I think it's something that we need to look at, but the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine. I wouldn't say that it's reciprocal necessarily because things are happening that are not good, but the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine. Look, what he's saying is that Ukraine hasn't been good to us, and we're going to get into that right now. But he said, you're absolutely right, not 100%, but actually 1,000%. I can tell you that the following. I did talk to Angela Merkel, and I did meet with her. I also met and talked with Macron. And I told them that they are not doing quite as much as they need to be doing on the issues with the sanctions and everything else. So anyway, bottom line, burden sharing, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. Read it yourself. Look it up. And he talks about how we're taking care of them with the javelins finally, but Obama didn't bother to do, wouldn't do it. So anyway, here is where it gets into the meat. I would like you to do us a favor, though, because our country has been through a lot and Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like you to find out what happened with the whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike. I guess you have one of your wealthy people, the server. They say Ukraine has it. There are a lot of things that went on. The whole situation. I think you're surrounding yourself with some of the same people, and I would like to have the Attorney General call you or your people, and I would like you to get to the bottom of it. As you saw yesterday, that whole nonsense ended with a very poor performance by a man named Robert Mueller. The Mueller report, wow, what a mess that 3 years was. An innocent and incompetent performance. But they say a lot of it started with Ukraine. Whatever you do, it's very important, and you do it if that's possible. So basically, he's warming him up to help him understand that there's a lot going on in Ukraine, and it needs to be cleaned up inside. And that's why he was elected. Zelensky was elected. So yes, it's very important to me. And he basically talks about he's going to do it. Okay. Good, because I heard you had, this is the president again, I heard you had a prosecutor who was very good and was shut down, and that's really unfair. A lot of people are talking about that and the way they shut your very good prosecutor down, and you had some very bad people involved. Mr. Giuliani is a highly respected man. He was the mayor of New York City, a great mayor, and I would like him to call you. I will ask him to call you along with the Attorney General. Rudy very much knows what's happening, and he is a very capable guy. If you could speak with him, that would be great. the former ambassador for the United States, the woman, was bad news. And the people she was dealing with in the Ukraine were bad news. So I just want to let you know that. The other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son. That Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people went to want to find out that, so whatever you can do with the attorney general, that would be great. Biden went around bragging that he's stopped the prosecution. So if you could look into it, that sounds horrible to me. So look, what are we talking about? We're not talking about President Trump doing something for him. He's talking to him about massive corruption that went on in the Ukraine and all the people surrounded by that with Burisma and everything else. And he's asking him to get to the bottom of it. Okay. First of all, he's not tying anything, aid or none of that. I'm not going to stop giving you money. The bottom line is the only reason he would stop giving money if they're not doing what the heck they're supposed to do. We're not just going to throw money around like Obama did, just throwing cash on an airplane and just giving it to people. People need to do what they need to do because it's a waste of time if they don't do it. These countries need to follow through, follow up, clean themselves and everything. And he's asking him to help do it because Trump can't do every darn thing. What he does is he brings it out in the open, whatever it is, and then he lets people take it from there. That's pretty awesome. But if you think about it, the Democrats have been saying, one of the main things they always say, they want to investigate Biden, who's Trump's political rival. Listen, Trump is going to beat every Democrat no matter what. He's that incredible. But he wasn't trying to investigate a political rival. He's trying to investigate corruption. It doesn't matter if he's a political rival or not. There is corruption, and it doesn't go beyond that. Forget it. Trump doesn't need any dirt on anyone. His actions speak for themselves. That's pretty darn powerful. So let's look at that video clip real quick about how Biden bragged about firing a prosecutor. You talk about a quid pro quo. Look at this. This is real corruption, okay? Listen, his son was involved in Burisma, which is one of the most corrupt companies in Ukraine, and he was sitting on the board of directors, getting paid, working on that right there in this video, and they were starting to investigate it, the prosecutor was, and they wanted to get the money, Ukraine wanted to get the money, and he's saying, I'm not going to give you the money unless you fire the prosecutor. Okay? Something for something, right? Not good. He wanted to stop the prosecutor from investigating all the corruption and the Bidens and everything. But Joe Biden succeeded in getting that done. But look at the video. It's right on video. It's not just hearsay. He bragged about it. I know he probably wishes he didn't, but let's take a look at the video and then we're pretty much done. All right, let's see if we can get this to play. I'll try to refresh it and get it to play right now because you got to hear this. So, I mean, this corruption is incredible, guys. It's just incredible.
Normally, fundraising compliance at my nonprofit is a complete circus.
Ambassador Yovanovitch was confirmed July 2016. President.
Said, no, I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said, I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid at the time.
All right, so with all this said, look, the bottom line is you can't do that. That's not the way it's supposed to be done. You can't stop someone that's investigating corruption which unfortunately Joe Biden's son looks like he was deeply involved in that, and it's all going to come out in the end. So the bottom line is, guys, President Trump did nothing wrong. He will be acquitted by Wednesday evening. He'll be acquitted, but it's never going to stop. You know, you should not want all of these corrupt swamp creatures in charge of our country anymore. President Trump is doing a great job. I hope some of these people go to jail. All these bad, corrupt people, all of them go to jail. All these people that are in the House of Representatives, you know, like Shifty Schiff and all these bad, corrupt, nonstop lying for 4 year liars. I hope they just all go to jail and at least get out of office. Then on top of that, we got these other ladies that are involved in, they don't love America. So if you love America, you want to vote for President Trump again for another 4-year term and clean out every darn Democrat that's in the country right now. Clean them all out. They're all corrupt. I mean, not all of them, but my goodness, all these ones that have been in a long time, they're corrupt. And all they want is money and power. Money and power. And they want to keep everybody stupid. So with that said, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to stop my share. Please, like, share videos, comments, do your comments, subscribe wherever you can, please. And I want to try to build up my base because I want to try to be able to have a bigger reach out there and let people know my thoughts. So with that said, my name is Lee Bain. I want to thank you so much. Let's make America great, and you have a great evening. Thanks.